If you get back pain when you're sitting, it's probably because you've lost the ability to outwardly rotate your hips, tilt your pelvis forward, and maintain a nice lumbar lordosis. And in this video, we're going to teach you how to fix that. So, when we are sitting, if we are getting back pain when we're sitting, it's usually because our hips have lost their ability to outwardly rotate. And when we lose our ability to outwardly rotate our hips, similar to this, then we don't leave any room for our pelvis to be able to either tilt forwards or tilt backwards. Or we don't have the ability to tilt forward, we only have that ability to tilt backwards. So similar to this, where we have a nice C shape through our curve, because that allows us to distribute the weight or the pressure of gravity pushing down on us at all times. And so when we can externally rotate our hips out, we can then tilt our hips forward, we create that nice arch through our back, and we can redistribute that force from gravity nice and evenly. The other thing is our quads start to get tight, our core starts to get lazy, and we start to put a lot of pressure on the muscles in our lower back, hence why you start to get back pain. So what should you do if you are getting lower back pain from sitting? The first thing that we want to do is we want to get our hips mobile. And so a couple of nice exercises you can do whilst we're sitting or at our desk is we can add in a little figure of four stretch. So we just want to get the knee up on the opposite knee. Then from there, if you want a bit more of a stretch, you can start to push that knee down. So we start to feel a bit of a stretch through the back of our hip. And then if you want even more of a stretch, then you can lean forward slightly into that knee. Ideally, we want to be holding this for 45 seconds to a minute. And that'll give the muscles enough time to relax and start to open up the hips. And obviously we want to do it on both sides. So we go through, lean forwards. Doing it on both sides is a nice opportunity to see if one side of your hip is tighter than the other. And also just to see how well they move, if one's got a bit more range of motion, if one feels a bit tighter, if one feels a bit more painful or a bit more pinchy. They're all things that you might want to investigate a little bit further down the track. But for the sake of this exercise, we just want to get used to opening up the hips a little bit. The next exercise we're going to do is once we've released off the back of the hips, we want to start to encourage those hips to outwardly rotate. So keeping the toes planted, we just want to bring the knees together. We want to push the knees out. Bring knees together, push the knees out. And this is a nice one that we can do sort of, like a couple sets of 10, just to start to get the hips moving a little bit as we go. And then once we've started to get those hips moving, then we just want to go into a nice little hip hinge movement. So from here, we want to rotate the hips out. You want to lean forward a little bit, and then we want to bring the hips up while keeping the back nice and neutral, and then stand up, and then push the bum back, sit down. So hips up, back up, down, down. And again, with this one, we want to be doing roughly 10 reps of this exercise just to get your hamstrings moving, get your bum moving, get your core engaged, loosen up your hips, and make sure that we're not putting all that pressure on your lower back. So if you liked that video or you found it helpful, please like, hit subscribe. Make sure you share it with anyone who might find it helpful. If you would like more help with your back pain, why not check out our top 3 exercises to do for back pain, which you can find by clicking the link in our bio.